What is happening, everybody? It's Matt Faircloth. Welcome to our Mentorship Monday program. If you guys don't already know, Mentorship Monday works like this. People send an email to helpme@DeRosaGroup.com, and that puts you into the queue to get on our show, our weekly show, Mondays, 4 p.m. Eastern, every week, live. Let's get to our guest on today's show, man. These are folks that send in questions to helpme@DeRosaGroup.com. That's helpme@DeRosaGroup.com. We'd love to have you guys join us too. So after you send that text over to 66866, send an email, send a question to helpme@DeRosaGroup.com. We'd love to have you guys join us on next week's program. Justin, who we got?
First up, we have Raj. Hey, Raj, welcome, man.
Hey, Justin. Hey, Matt.
What's up, Raj? How are you?
To paraphrase my question, essentially, I've done some research.
Okay.
I'm actually in the process of reading your book. That's the first thing I know that you mentioned. So that's definitely there. I've noticed you've even done videos with Vinny Chopra and everybody like that.
It's my man.
And I was looking into syndication, and I think in theory everything sounds great. Applications wise, that's where I haven't done it yet, and I think I'm looking for some insight from people that are experienced, such as yourself, on how to get started on the syndication process. Because I think the one thing I've learned is I know how to save money, but one person can't buy a commercial property like myself out of college or get close to it, but there's building blocks and foundations on how to get started, you know, like how you said when you and your wife started with that single home in South Philly. So I'm looking for insight on how to do it, because I know like there's conventions and such out there, but right now I don't know, due to the whole crazy world nonsense going on right now. Yeah, we don't know what's going on. So I was looking to see if you could shed some light on me with how to get involved with something like you're doing right now. For a novice such as myself.
I got you. I'm sighing because a lot of that. Yeah, come on in. Because a lot of folks, and I'm not saying this because as a judgment towards you or whatever it is, but a lot of folks want to start and begin their real estate investing career in syndications. They want to I want to go do a deal. I want to go buy a 100-unit apartment building deal as my first deal in real estate, right? Now, I'm not saying that's you. But a lot of the shame on them gurus are out there pitching people on programs or on just pay me $5,000 and I'll show you how to do it, and they don't give a shit whether you buy a deal or not. All they want to see you do is give them $5,000, and so there's a lot of snake oil salesmen and saleswomen out there that are preaching get rich quick or get in quick or get started quick type of schemes. You got two paths you can choose, right? Now you said that you're living, you're just getting started. So if I may be so bold, do you live on your own or are you back with folks fresh?
I'm actually, so I'm back with my parents.
That's cool.
I can tell you I'm debt free right now. I paid off my school loans. And for the past year and a half, what I've been looking into is real estate. So I've just been saving. But the thing is, I have a few acquaintances and friends that I've spoken to them about, but it doesn't seem as if they're serious. I tried asking family, like I said in the question. It doesn't seem like right now I have the support. So I'm like, how does one get there? I know it's in this business.
You don't start on the big stuff. You're putting too high of a bar for yourself.
Crawl before you can walk.
Yes.
Right? And start with something that's tangible that you can do. Right. So what can you do? What can you do? Can you buy a $50,000 house in Trenton? Maybe. Right. You're not too far away, or your town, Levittown, or whatever. Or maybe you can join a team or partner with someone else. Like there's other ways of getting into it and getting started without saying, yeah, I'm going to go start with a 100-unit apartment complex.
But that's the way. What I was going to recommend to you, Raj, is two paths, right? And you can pick which one you want to do, and you don't have to do just one. You can actually do both of them, kind of simultaneously. You either start small, or you join a team. Starting small means getting going on small deals, buying single, double, triple family, or triplex, quadruplex, right? Or less, like 4 families or less. Qualify for the FHA low money down mortgage, 3 to 5% down. Qualify for that. Get into a deal. If you're living with mom and dad, that is your first move. That is your first rental property. You will not get better financing than that. And if you've got some money saved up, go buy a small multi. There's neighborhoods all over Bucks County where you live, and it's the best gig you're going to get because you'll zilcho your living expenses or maybe make a little bit of cash flow. I get mom and dad might not be charging your rent, but at least you get your toe wet in real estate and you get to be a landlord even a little bit in a residence. Okay. That is step one. Step two, you can, in starting small, you double your portfolio every time you do a deal. So if you buy a 2-family and you live in 1 unit, the next time you do a deal, you buy 2 more to make your total portfolio 4 units. Then you buy a quad that makes you 8. Then you buy an 8 unit that you're up to 16. Then you buy 16 and you're up to 32. You buy 32. You follow me, right? Yeah. It adds up quick. And you take little bite-sized chunks off the apple that are just beyond your comfort zone instead of trying to get started in syndications, which is 3.5 miles outside your comfort zone. Okay. You're not going to get there. There's too many things that could smack you down in getting that and scaling up that fast. The guys that are out there telling you to do it, they're telling you that you can do it from Jump Street, are selling you something. That is the other option, is to join a team. Yeah, and you don't need to take some knucklehead's $5,000 program to join their team, right? There's plenty of people out there that are way more that are just there to try and help you. And if you can help, not even trying to help you, but if you can help them grow, then you can get a small taste of their deals, right? So if you helped a company like the DeRosa Group find an apartment building, we're working with a guy right now that found a 78 unit in South Carolina. 78 units is bigger than what he could handle on his own. So he's bringing in me and Justin to help him with that deal. And we're going to take it over, but he's going to get a nice chunk of that deal. And all he did was turn over a lead. He turned over a lead and negotiated a purchase price, got the owner under contract, and then he brought it to us. You can do that too.
He now will get experience buying, owning, managing, and running, and then eventually selling an apartment complex, right? Now he has credibility, and all he had to do was get his foot in the door and bring a value to someone else who could help him bring him the rest of the way.
Those are the 2 paths to get there. And you can do both. But buy the 2-family while you're also networking with big owners. There's too many hornet's nests you can step in by trying to step into this business that big. Does that make sense, Raj? Yeah, I didn't burst your bubble, did I?
No. I mean, I know you're an engineer too, so I understand logically where you're coming from with this as you're explaining it to me. So I'm just glad that someone is telling me, like, they're looking at it from my point of view. In this day and age, like you're telling me, hey, there's way too many variables you'll hit that you might not even know how to solve. So I'm glad that I'm getting that reassuring information from you and Justin, because you can go anywhere and read a book, and theory sounds so great on paper. Application is such a different ordeal. So that's why I'm just glad to know that I'm getting this honest feedback on what I should expect.
Yeah. Hey, Raj, I would also say that you should surround yourself with folks that are doing it. And so for me, that meant going to my local RIA meeting, which actually is where I met this guy like six years ago or something. This guy. But go and so I run a meeting in Princeton. It's probably 25 minutes from you, right? So we meet pre-corona, we meet once a month. Now we're meeting online every week. But surround yourself with people that are doing it, and you can follow their model, and you'll start to meet potential partners, and you'll start to be able to ask questions and buy me dinner and we'll chat. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be me, but find someone that you want to talk to and build relationships with, because there's a lot of people that are doing this type of thing, and you want to be in those rooms and meet those people. You don't have to go to a big conference across the country. You can go, there's meetings, there's organizations in your area, in Levittown, in New Jersey, plenty of people you can meet in your area.
Thank you both.
You got it, man. Cool. All right.
So I have some experience. It was good to hear Raj, and great advice you gave him, by the way. I really like that. Yeah, start out small and build from there. I've raised $230K, and it's pretty awesome. Not too bad with only 3 people. The deal is for $250, but I'm trying to raise $275 just so I have some money set aside after the deal is up and running. So in case I come across any problems, I'm ready to go. So my question to you is, I tapped into the people that I knew could potentially have it. So these are personal contacts. Not too bad. I tapped into like 5 people, and 3 out of 5 said yes. So great sign that I'm on the right track. I mean, that's pretty good, right?
That's a good batting average.
I was just going to say the same. I take that for a batting average any day. Yeah. But now I'm stopped there. I could fund the rest of it with my own money, but that would kind of go against the whole principle, right? I'm trying to move away from using my own money because I know that I can't scale a business if I'm continually trying to fund the business with just my own money myself. So what do you recommend once you've tapped into the people that you do know you can tap into? Where do you go to next? How do you continue to expand it so I could try to close this deal out and move on to my next one?
Cool. I would go to the investors that got in. He had 3 that came in and 1 that told you no.
3 that came in and 2 that told me no.
I would go to the 3 that got in, ask them if they can refer you to anybody in their network that would be able to lend you the other 50. That's number 1. Number 2, are you borrowing or are you doing equity?
It's total borrow. They'll have no equity in the deal. All debt.
Okay. What interest rate are you paying?
So I gave them different rates depending on how much they're giving. So I basically put a whole table together, and based on how much they would give, if they gave 50, they give a certain amount. If they give 100, they give a different amount. So it's around 8%. Yeah.
With that last 50K that you need, just say, listen, I'll throw you another point. I'll throw you another % on your entire loan if you put in another 50 grand. Right. That's the easiest place to get money is people that have already committed to give you money.
I totally agree with Matt's advice because your investors already are in on this. They believe in you. They believe in the project. I will say that, you mentioned that you could fund it. And so I don't know what your timing situation is like, but if you're taking on debt, you could fund it and still continue to raise this as debt and basically buy yourself out. I would hate for you to miss out on an opportunity.
That's the cheapest option. Sorry to cut you off, Justin. That's
right.
the cheapest option for the deal is for you to front the equity and not charge yourself interest, right? Mm-hmm. That is the best cash flow for the deal. You're buying a property for 25, 75?
250.
250. And I own a building like 3 doors down from the one you're buying, and mine appraised for 550.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just letting you know that you got a bunch of upside, right? I hear that. Yeah. So God bless you. So what I would do is I would get in there, raise rents, do some light mod, find a way to squeeze a few more dollars out of that property and refi it, because you'll probably value out at 400. Be willing to put your own money in, or you can gamify this thing and just make it like an interesting game you want to play with yourself to see if you can raise the money just so you can pound your chest and say, I raised all the money for this deal.
Yeah. I mean, it is a bit of a challenge. Like I always have the ability to put it in myself, but I feel it's almost like a crutch, like this is a stretch for me. And I do get the financing side of it. It's obviously cheaper to use my own money than it is to use someone else's. Because see, this is the convincer to me. Your last person on was talking about going to syndicate, and I totally agree. Jumping into that is a bit crazy. So I've basically leveraged my way up the scale to this point. And so that's how I've gotten the properties that I have. And I realized after a while, like that game, while you can do it, it takes a lot more time. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of time. And if you really want to grow fast, you've got to get more funds coming in to make it happen.
Well, I can, to comment briefly on that, I would tell anybody, stay with debt for as long as you can. So we had a ton of investors and we were getting bigger deals. So we had to get to equity to take down the bigger deals that we wanted to do. But given the size stuff that you're doing, man, I would absolutely stay with debt for as long as you can. And same thing to Raj too. And then just if your money goes in, or even if investors' money goes in, find a way to refi this deal as soon as you add some value, because I think that you've got a lot of upside on this thing.
Makes a lot of sense.
And Pierre, then the last thing I'll say is start telling everyone about this deal as a success story as soon as you close on this, because you need more than 5 people that you can call about the next one. You want to build that base larger and larger, and use this story of this deal to talk to more and more people about it so they get excited. So then they're going to be knocking on your door asking when the next one's available.
Use this as your stepping stone. Use that as your scale up bragging rights.
I feel it's coming. I believe it.
It happens fast. Get ready.
I feel it too.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Another great Mentorship Monday, guys. So
great advice. People scaling up.
Help me at DeRosaGroup.com. That's where you want to send your emails. We want to see you here. These have been great programs. I'm really so grateful, Justin, we decided to start taking these things live.
It's fun. It's a lot more fun.
For years, I've been reading off Mentorship Monday questions and answering them one way, but it's just such a better dynamic to just have a conversation with people. So I'm really glad we thought of this program. Guys, we want you guys to contribute. Help me at DeRosaGroup.com to submit your questions, and come join us at Insiders. Text the word DeRosa to 66866 right now, and come join us, because we've got lots of cool stuff coming down the pipe at Insiders this week and next week. So I look forward to seeing you guys there.